I have fabric and sewing supplies to show you, and you do not want to miss the beautiful prints. Stay tuned. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina. This is Lifting Pins and Needles, a channel all about sewing. Limitless sewing, no limits to your sewing. In this video, I want to share with you all the little gadgets I purchased when I went with my son to the Craft Expo a couple of days ago. This is called Mega Artesanal. This is the biggest craft fair in Latin America, and it's put on every year in a huge place in Sao Paulo. I already went there last year, and due to the experience already had last year, I knew I was gonna find sewing tools I needed, but fabrics were mostly limited to cottons, quilting cottons, that sort of thing. Not many apparel fabric, although I did find some things. So I'm going to show you what I got. And I'm also going to show you some other fabric I purchased a few days before that. Let's hop into the tools. Now, I know that for you it might be easy to find these, but for me, finding these locally is basically impossible. And shopping online for these is a bit frustrating. The shipping times are long, the shipping rates are not cheap. So I knew I was gonna find them, and I took the chance to get them. So I stocked up on blades for my rotary cutter. I do have a brand rotary cutter Alpha, but replacing the blades with the Alpha brand is extremely expensive here. So I just buy generic 45mm ones, and I change them quite frequently, and I'm always trying to stock up and have a lot because I do use my rotary cutter on the daily, pretty much for mostly everything. I don't use my shears that much to cut out fabric anymore ever since I switched to the mat with the cutter. Last year I had in mind to buy a magnetic pin plate, but I forgot, and so it was top of the list this year, and it's just a basic blue thing that's magnetic to hold pins. I'm always losing them. I want to give this a go. So it's a very, very basic tool, but I really wanted to have one. Last year I purchased two bias tape makers, the 18mm and the 25mm, but I didn't have a smaller one, and this is the 12mm. I think this is the smallest bias tape I would be happy to make, and that would be like easy to sew. There is an even smaller one, but I think that's just too small. So I'm happy to have this one. I have three now, and you know I love making bias tape, and this is going to be really handy. I'd wanted a magnetic seam guide for a while. So this is a magnetic thing you put on your metal plate to the seam allowance that you need, and it just helps guide the fabric to sew extra straight. And so finding this was gold. Yeah, I'd wanted one for a long time. I've been loving styles with button downs, either blouses or shirts or dresses. I've been using lots of buttons lately, and I have a pretty reasonable button stash that is slowly dwindling. Like, I've been looking, and the ones that I usually use, sort of brown tones, are like gone. So I picked up lots of buttons. So these are just basic buttons that will go with most of the things. They're mostly all the same. I tried to get them in like a lot, like the same style, so I have lots and lots of each, and they will be handy. Nothing special about buttons, but when you need them, and if you don't have them, it's a crisis. I stocked up on some pins. These are the ones I use. They're that brand Coats. They're very good quality, sharp, glass head. I'm always stocking up, and I can't find these locally. I just find those really cheap, like really thick ones. So these are the ones I mostly use, and I'm always trying to stock up. I also got more Janome plastic bobbins. Also couldn't find them in a shop around here, so now I have more. I got this as a gift in one of the shops. So I think these are fat quarters. They're really like crazy prints, very colorful prints. Very cute. I'm gonna make bias tape out of these. I think they will look super cool as contrast bias tape for like a denim project or something. So that's what that's for. This was like a freebie. I flipped the camera around so you can see the most exciting purchase of all. I'd wanted a second cutting mat for a long time to extend the surface where I can cut on my table. I'm always short. And this is pink, super cute. The best thing of this one is that it's got inches and centimeters. I can use both measuring systems there on the same mat. It's got your lines, your 45-degree angle, 60 and 30, all the lines you need. And this is not like a big brand. It says they are MAC, origin China. It's quite thick. It looks pretty good. On the other side, it's got other, like, I don't know what that is all about. Maybe it's for quilting. I have no idea. But super excited to have a second cutting mat. So you might be seeing this one in a few tutorials. I think it's cuter. I just got a bunch of needles. They're all Schmetz needles. These two are universal needles, 90. So that's going to be super handy. I got another twin needle. I have two at the moment and I'm always scared I'm going to break one. So having another one is always good. And this is other universal needles in different sizes. So there's 70, 80 and 90 in this little packet. So having extra needles is never a bad thing. Now about the fabric, one of them you have already seen. I basically bought it and the next day washed it and sewed it up the next day because I loved it that much. And it was that embroidered sort of chambray that I made my Crystal Cove cami that I widened the straps to. I'll put a picture here. There's already a video up on the channel a few days ago. If you've missed it, you will probably like to see that. If you like camis, very handy tips on how to widen the straps. So that was one of the fabrics I purchased there. The other one was just basic medium weight zero stretch denim. I'm always looking for denim. I found a place that had a lot of it, and you know, I've already washed it twice and it's already softening up. I'm liking how this feels, and I'm not against making pants out of non-stretch denim. I made a pair of jeans for my husband last year and he uses it and it's softened up and it's gone quite comfy. I should have bought more. I think I just got 2 meters. I should have got like 4 or 5 or 6 because it wasn't that expensive. But the weight of this and carrying it around the expo all day sort of put me off buying more. I should have, you know. A few days ago, I showed you the Hannah tank that I made in a white linen with a tie front. And I mentioned white was not my color. I don't would dress with that. But ever since making that white linen top, I'll put a picture here. I've been obsessed with it and I see how well it goes with so many of my other me-mades. So I found this. And this is very hard to see, but it's a cotton eyelet. And it's got scallops on one side, on the edges, and I just got a meter to make another top in a different style, and I think it'll be like a really nice piece to have for this weather, nice and fresh. And I might need to line it partially due to the eyelets, or else you're gonna see like my skin through it if it's a top. I don't know, it'll definitely need some lining. I found some really nice cotton that they sold it as quilter's cotton, but it's actually really nice quality and very soft. It's all like crumpled because I've already washed it. I bought 3 meters and it's just basic white and black stripes. You know, I've been loving stripes lately, so I have been stocking up any stripy fabric that I see around, sort of catches my eye. And I like having it because at any point of time I could be inspired to do some stripe play and create a garment that is like choom stripes, you know. The last fabric I got there is this really thick like cotton like twill. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got like tiny houndstooth. This is a type of fabric that you can't tell which is the right or the wrong, so you'd have to like mark your pieces with something, chalk or tape or something, so you don't get confused. This is excellent fabric, like bottom weight, like for a denim style jacket or pants or a structured dress, or it's just a really nice woven fabric, very nice, sturdy, you know, and the print is classic. So I got a lot of these. The price was very good. I think I got 3 meters, which is a huge amount of fabric by my standards. You know, my usual purchase amount is like 1.2 to 1.5 meters. 2 meters if I'm feeling crazy, and 3 meters, I'm just like extra crazy when I got this one. So those are the ones I got at the Craft Expo, but now I want to show you these other amazing fabrics I purchased a few weeks before that. I hadn't had the opportunity to film a fabric haul, so I'm going to show you even more fabrics, and I'll start with some solids. I stocked up on linen. There is a city I go to called Americana where I visit like a textile industry and where the prices of the fabrics are very much more accessible. They sell in huge like boats and stuff, but they also sell in like smaller amounts. If you're nice and you smile, you know, they do treat you very nicely when you go there. And so I got these. This is all linen. I think there's like 2 meters of each color. So there's a beige, there's navy, I always need navy, there's this blue, and then there's black. So having a lot of linen is never a bad thing. You know, it's a really nice fabric to work with, and certain projects just look extra special with linen. And yeah, you know, I love it. I love linen, and when I know I have it in my stash, I have like this peace of mind, you know. And they're not especially like exciting, they're all solids, but they're necessary. I was able to purchase several meters of like damaged cotton. It has a lot of stains on it, but perfectly suitable for making toiles. I never make them, and the reason I don't like making them is because I never have like ugly fabric I want to waste on them. Like I hate like using fabric and making it go to waste. But actually this fabric is just this yellow like mustard fabric. I don't think I would make a garment out of this, if ever. So I think I got 6 to 8 meters, and I have already cut off a piece and already made a muslin for something. A little while back I was contacted by a huge indie pattern company inviting me to pattern test for them, and it was like a personal email to me. I didn't like apply to a test call or anything. I was like invited to test, and that was really cool. And that pattern is coming out months from now. I'm like months from now, but I already made it and it's amazing. And I use this to make the toile for that. So it's already being put to good use. So just keep your eyes peeled. Months from now, I will show you what I made during that pattern test. Okay, the boring solids are done. Now let's look at some prints. You know I like a good linen print. So I got this one. This is yellow with brown leaves. It's large scale print. It's very big. I love it. How much did I get? Maybe like 1.3 meters. As I said, that is my default amount. When I don't know what I'm gonna make, I usually get that amount because I can get a pair of pants or a dress from that amount. Like, you know, my style of like pattern Tetris and that, I can get that from that. So that is the reason. The next one might be controversial. Hit to press the dislike button if you hate this fabric, because it, you know, you either love it or hate it. And I love it. This is like a giraffe print. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's certain areas of the print that look exactly like a giraffe. And I like the tones of brown and orange and stuff. But yeah, if you really hate this fabric, feel free to put a dislike button on this video so that I know that you didn't like this fabric. I can't wait to make this into like a flowy dress. I think it will look amazing. And yeah, giraffe dress, why not? I'm against like any animal print that's got like felines on it, like leopards and all that. I don't like that. But snake and giraffe, yeah, zebra, that's all good in my books. The next one is a rayon twill. So it's a rayon but thicker, and it has that twill sort of texture, and it's got this amazing drape, and it's got this huge print on it. So the print on it is huge. It's got these like humongous flowers. I think I got 1.5 meters by the looks of it. I'm not sure, but around that. And I think this will make a really great maxi skirt with like 2 side seams, because I don't want to be disrupting this huge print that the fabric has. And it's amazing. I mean, the drape is amazing on this fabric. I'm super happy to have it. The next one is just 100% rayon, your typical thinner rayon that's really nice and cool and drapey. And it's got this print. So it's got sort of like a different print on the center where the fold of the fabric is. So if I open it up fully, it looks like that. And then on the sides, it's got the other other print. So beautiful fabric. This was a 1 meter cut in a remnant basket, and 1 meter is enough to make a really nice top. Even like a short dress with like straps, like yeah, it's enough to make something nice with that. The next one is a grayish, it's a gray tencel. I think this is called Tyocell. It's got another name. I'm not the expert on fabrics, okay? I am more of an expert in sewing, let's say, and I know what fabrics feel like and what they're suitable for, but I'm not going to describe how tencel is made and all that, but it's gorgeous. And I've already serged it and washed it, and it's ready to be used. Now I bought the exact same one that I made the Montana shirt by Itch to Stitch in sleeveless. I'll put a picture here so you can see, and I've got a video all about it. I bought that fabric, I love it. I like the way it feels, the way it presses, it sews, it's amazing. So as soon as I went to town, pretty soon after that, I bought the other colorway because they had it in that blue and this gray. So I'm happy to have it. I'm not quite sure yet what project I'll make with it, but it's amazing, I love it. The next one is this amazing chambray, and it's like burgundy. It's looking like red on the camera, but it's actually quite dark red, like burgundy, similar to a pair of shoes I have that I show you sometimes in some outfits. It's that color. And look at the print there on the chambray. So it's got that texture and print there. It's slightly different on one side and the other. I'm not actually sure. I think both can be the right side. I just have to choose which one I like the most. I think I like this one the most, who knows? But it's very nice fabric, and it's a very like different fabric to have in a chambray. Usually when you find chambray, it's like in the gray, blue tones, that sort of thing. But this one is amazing. It's just amazing. So that was a jackpot find. So this is a chambray that is embroidered, and it's amazing. That's the color, that's how you can see on the sides, and then it's got all that embroidery on it. So because this was on the pricier side, I only got 70 centimeters, and I know that amount is enough to make a skirt. And yeah, it's very nice fabric. From a remnant bin, I got this amazing chiffon, and I love it. You know, I love a good chiffon. I love the tones of green and pink on there. I believe these are roses. I'll open it up so you can see. You can see me through it. I absolutely love this fabric. It's very nice. And in this remnant basket, the cuts of fabric were 1 meter, and I found 2. So I have 2 meters. The same with this one. This one is actually a crepe, and it's black and white. Very classic. You make something black and white in a simple style, and you could wear this like forever. And the same, they had cuts of 1 meter, and so I have 2 meters. The next 2 fabrics come from Minerva. They are called Minerva now, not Minerva Crafts. If you haven't noticed on social media, on Instagram, it's minerva.com. And so they're doing like a little rebranding thing with their name. So I refer to them as Minerva. I am part of the Minerva Makers team. And so every now and then I get to choose fabric I like. They send it over to me, and that takes a long time, like a month, 5 weeks. And I get to make something, write a blog post for them, and share it, you know, on my channel. So this is an amazing cotton sateen. And it's being washed, that's why it's a little bit crumpled. It's ready to use. Look at these colors. This is like me all over. Look at this print. So I've been having a few issues with inspiration lately, as you have seen me mention, but I think last night I cracked it, and I know what this is gonna be, and it's gonna be amazing. So I need to make this one soon. And just yesterday I got another fabric from them in another shipping packet. And this is a Ponte Roma, and it's amazing. Look at this. So it's like a border print Ponte Roma, and look at those tones of white gray and then black there. So the print is on the length of the fabric like this. So there's less stretch vertical than horizontal. So I'm gonna have to be really creative in the way I place any pattern piece for this fabric. But I love it. It's just amazing and it's so soft. And Ponte Roma in a print is not an easy type of fabric to find, especially in a print that I like. So this is amazing, and yeah, when I make it, I'll show it as soon as I do. I mean, a knit project is always, you know, like super easy and satisfying for me, and it makes me feel like I'm cheating, like it's too easy to show on the channel. But I know that that can be inspiring too, and that not everything has to be super hard. Like sometimes I make things a little extra harder on myself. But that's just the way I challenge myself and I keep myself on my toes. I shall get back to cleaning and tidying. My parents are here in a few hours. I am excited. And don't you worry about not being any content on the channel. There will be. I have prepared ahead of time and have already sewn a few garments that are ready to be like shown. So don't you worry about that. If you are finding value and inspiration in these types of videos, please consider subscribing, sharing, tapping on that bell so you never miss when I upload a video. Also consider binge watching on this channel. There are hundreds of videos for your viewing, sewing entertainment. Bye!